praises are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Almighty, the Creator, the Provider, the Sustainer, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We thank Him for His endless bounties and blessings upon us. And there is no way for us to thank Allah, our Creator, for the favors and for the endless bounties He has bestowed upon us. That is, His favors and blessings upon us are many. That's because His favors upon us are many. And by nature, if someone has some good in his heart, have some manners, have some good morals and good character, if someone does him a favor, he will recognize it as being a good thing. And he tries to thank that person who aided him or helped him. And we gave examples before. If someone give you a ride, just a ride, a simple ride that somebody else may be able to give it to you. You can walk, you can get a public transportation, but when someone gives you a ride, you're happy first. That's the first thing. That's a reaction. You are happy, and you express your gratitude. You express your gratitude, and you express your joy to that person. And you thank him, and thank him, and thank him, and thank him. For a simple act. What about the one who gave you your life? That's not a favor? What about the one who gave you your heart? What about the one who gave you your blood? What about the one who gave you your muscles, your health, your strength, your bones? And keep going. Your fingers, your eyes, your ears, your hair, your skin. SubhanAllah. Isn't He worthy to be thanked? Isn't He worthy to be thanked? If you can thank someone who gave you a ride, and whenever you see that person, you remember him. Whenever you see him, you remember the favor He has given you. But we see the favors of our Lord upon us, manifested in us. Every move you make illustrate the favors, His favors upon you. Any move, move your head, move your eyes, move your fingers, move your knees, your feet, whatever direction you may be facing. Whatever you do, when you go to sleep, when you wake up, when you eat, when you run, who gave you all this? Indeed, the one who, because thanks is proportion to the gift itself. Someone who give you a ride, you thank him. But the one who instead to give you a ride, he gave you a car. Are you going to thank him the same way you thank the one who gave you a ride? I'm asking you. No. Less? You thank him lesser? Huh? More. Remember, this class actually is the format of this class is we want some interaction, you know. I want to talk to you and you talk to me. Because these classes are for new shahada, people who wants to learn about Islam. So therefore we want you to interact with me. I'm going to ask you questions and I want you to answer if you can. I want you to ask questions and I will answer them if I can. And the like of this. Because this is the purpose. As you see, I don't prepare these classes or the like of this. I'm not getting from one book like our regular classes throughout the week. But this is the basics. We're trying to help those brothers and sisters who are new to Islam. Well, they may be Muslims for a while, but they want to learn the basics about Tawheed, about the purpose of the creation, why they're here, about the favors of Allah upon them and upon all of us, the message of Islam, the salat, the fasting, tahara, purification, prayers, hajj, transactions, what should I wear, what I shouldn't wear, what I should eat, what I shouldn't eat, and the like of this. But in the few big classes, in the beginning, these first classes, we're going to focus on this. Focus on our purpose, why we're here. Mainly where we come from. There is a lot of people who don't even know where they come from. There is a lot of people out in the world, they still think that they came from an ape. That their origin go back to an ape. There's a lot of people who don't know where they come from. And as for those who they know where they come from, they still don't know why they're here. Why are they here? What is the purpose? Can you imagine someone just find himself, as for the first group who don't know where they come from, can you imagine someone find himself in a job and then the boss said, where you coming from? So I don't know. He don't know where he lives. He don't know where he's coming from. It's amazing. Or those who they know where they come from, where they started at, and then they're in the job but they don't know why they're for. They don't know what to do. That's what Islam teaches us, our origin. There is many verses in the Quran. Many verses in the Quran itself that teach us and explain to us in details, our origin. Who's our creator, our originator. And therefore, from what material we were created, from what man was created. And was his creation difficult for the one who created him? Or did he have partners? Did he have to get some aid and assistance, some expertise from someone, from another authority? Teach us all this. And then he teach us the purpose of this man. Because the one who created the universe, the heavens, the earth, the sun, the moon, the stars, the night, the day, the water, the food, the mountains, the oceans, the animals, the air we breathe, and all this, he created the man for a reason. And he created every single creation for a reason and for a purpose. Because he is the most wise. He is the all-wise, the all-knowing. There's no way that he will create a thing for no reason, for no purpose. No one in his right mind will spend some time, invest some time to make something that has no benefit. If you hear, for example, of some factory somewhere, big factory, millions of dollars to build the factory, their bills just for the electricity is dozens of thousands of dollars a month, and the water and the gas, the taxes they pay and the like. They have over 100 employees. Just the wages and a payroll is, can you imagine? And then, not to mention how much money this person, the owner, he put to buy the material, and then he make a product that once he finish it, and this product go from a process to a process, a process to a process, and then he order, take this product and put it in the trash. Can anyone imagine something like this? No way. There is a purpose for everything. There is a reason for everything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our Creator, created us for a reason. Not just when we die, that's it, finito. Finish about it. Ain't nothing happening. No. The Creator is far above this, to create something for no use. You don't even go to the store and buy something you don't need, do you? When you go to any department store, grocery store, do you just close your eyes and start piling up, grabbing stuff from the aisles? Do you? No. Before you go to the store, you have an idea what you want. You have an idea what you need. And you select the aisles you want to go. And in same aisle, you pass by many products until you get in front of the one you want. And you grab it. And even in that product, you don't grab any quantity, you grab what you need. If we the human beings, if we a human being with our deficiencies, we can do something like that, just grab anything, just make anything, make any food that you know that nobody gonna eat it. No. What about the Creator Allah? You think He creates the heavens, the earth, the mountains, the elephants, the lions, and all this for no reason? No one said such thing except someone who, whether he doesn't have knowledge of the Creator or someone who's foolish. He don't even know what he's talking about. There is a purpose for us. Is a purpose we mentioned, that to worship the Creator alone, to act upon His commands, and to stay away from what He prohibited. Since He's the owner, He has the dominions over all things. He has the dominion over all things. Everything belongs to Him. The heavens and the earth, not just a house, not just a village, not just a state. The heavens, the earth, all was between, all the animals on the earth, all the insects and species and the birds, all the fish in the deep ocean, whatever it may be, the Caribbean, the Pacific, the Indian, the Atlantic, doesn't make no difference. The human beings, the angels, the jinns, the animals, the insects, the birds, the fish, everything belongs to Him. And He make all this subject to our use with a human being. One of the main scholars of Islam, Ibn al-Qayyim, he said that Allah the Almighty created everything else. The heavens, the earth, the animals, the food, the water, the air, the sun, the moon, the night, the day, provisions. He made provisions in the earth. All this for the man to use. And He created the man in the last thing. He said for one reason, to show how honorable indeed this man to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Since He created everything for him. There is an ayah in Surah Al-Baqarah, Surah number 2, where Allah said, it is He. It is He, Allah, who has created everything that is in earth for you the human being, to use. Look, we use the land. We till the land. We use its vegetation, its fruit. We build upon it. We live on it. We walk on it. We extract what's inside of it. We eat what grows on it. Whatever it is, wheat, tomatoes, potatoes, bananas, fruits, apples. And we went beyond that. That was not sufficient. Now we're digging inside the earth. We're extracting all kinds of food, vegetation, minerals, jewelry, petroleum, oils. Allah knows what's still in there we don't know. Allah knows what still in there. We just don't know what it is, and we just don't know its value. And what He wants from us, with all these virtues and these blessings, all He wants is a word of thanks, gratitude, and appreciation. By worshiping Him alone, and by recognizing that He is the only one that creates. He has no partners whatsoever. Is this hard to do? To show appreciation to the one who created you? Not in any manner, not in any fashion, make you in the best form. As Allah said in the Quran, خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. We create the man and we fashion him in the best shape. In the best shape. Best shape. If you reflect upon yourself, just upon yourself, forget about the elephants and the lions when you go to the zoo and you be fascinated. Don't you get fascinated when you see these animals? You just sit there and say, Subhanallah. It's amazing. We say Subhanallah because we know. But those people who don't know their Creator, they say, Mother Nature. This is the product of Mother Nature. Mother Nature. Where did Mother Nature come from? Mother Nature just established itself like that. But when we see them, we say Subhanallah, which means glory be to Allah. We glorify Him, the Creator. For what He creates. So after all this, it will be difficult for you to recognize Him, to thank Him, to appreciate what He's doing for you. It's amazing. Especially that all that you enjoy cannot come from somewhere else. If He take it away from you, who's able to give it back to you? If you take your life, well, you're going to get another one. Have you ever heard of someone who come back from death? Have you ever heard someone? It doesn't matter how much he died. Doesn't matter his status in the community. Have you ever heard those filthy rich people who really who actually really rich when they died? They came back? Never came back. Their money is split between others. Have you ever heard of a president of a mighty, gigantic country? He had all the power when he was alive. And then when death came up to him, why he couldn't use the veto? Why he can use the veto? Why he can say to the angel of death, you're making a mistake. I'm the president of the States. You must be mistaken. Perhaps you come to someone else. What about the one who has all this money, cannot use some of his money to bribe that angel to change that decree? It ain't happening. So that shows that we have to thank the Creator. See, I'm trying to make it very easy and simple. That you may take it this way. If you are not Muslim and you're asking, why you the Muslims carry yourself in those ways? Why you abstain from certain things? Why you act upon certain things? Why you do certain things certain ways? Why you pray 5 times a day? Why is not enough 1 hour a week? Like the Christians on Sunday and the Jews on Saturday. Why you guys have to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning? Why you have to fast for a whole month? Why you can't drink certain things? Why you cannot eat certain things? We say to them, because we cannot go against these commands, the commands of the one who created us. We cannot go against the commands of the one who fashioned us. We cannot go against the commands against the commands of the one who gave me life, the one who gave me my bones, the one who gave me my family, the one who gave me my strength, my health, the one who gave me the air I breathe, the food I eat, and the water I drink. And you kept going. You can add to the list. I can't go against his commands. Because if I go against his commands, I may subject myself to lose some of his favors, right or wrong. And it's amazing that you find those who they said, no, there is no such thing. You find them, they do not go against the commands of their managers and their supervisors. Do they? If the manager said, you're in the first shift, 5 o'clock in the morning, can he get up at 11 and show up? Can he? Or can she? Why not? They may get fired. They may lose their job. Okay, they lose their job. Is that automatically make them lose their sight? Is that automatically make them lose one arm? Is that automatically make them lose the air so they're not going to breathe anymore? Something is wrong with your mind. That's what it is. But when you go against the command of your Creator, aren't you afraid that you may lose something? Now you're afraid you may lose a job, and you can jump to another job next day. Aren't you afraid that if you may lose something from the Creator, and you know ain't nobody that can give it to you? I'm not going to use no text from the Quran, because if you are not Muslim yet, you may not agree with me. But if you are a Muslim, and you Shahada, and you're Muslim, yes, we can use that. But we use the intellect, inshallah. We just talk to you using what you can understand. Doesn't mean that we're using our intellect to understand the text or to explain the text. No, that's not the point. But we're just saying that if you cannot come late, because if you come late, if you don't get fired, what's going to happen to your paycheck? It's going to be dark and therefore light. It's going to be light. And if, for example, they ask you to do this work this way, but you do it in another way, they may dark again to make up for what the damage you caused. Aren't you afraid that when you, this is for the Muslims and non-Muslims now, myself included, aren't we afraid that we may lose something when we go against the command of our Creator? And that shows His mercy. That shows His mercy, His kindness, His generosity, and that shows that He is self-sufficient, stands in no need for any one of His creation. Why a manager or a boss or your boss will dock your pay? Why? If you are supposed to work 40 hours and you work only 20, you're going to get paid only for 20. Why can't he say, doesn't matter with me, he works 20, 40, I'm going to pay him for 40. Why he pay you only for 20? Why? Because if he's going to pay you everything, it's going to come from his pocket. And he's going to have impact on his money. Huh? So he's going to take from him, so it's going to be deficiency. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, nothing decreased from His kingdom. Nothing. So it's very important for us to remember these things. As I'm going to read to you something from this book, Human Body. It's just like, because I like to give examples of the fingers, of this and that. It's amazing. Like head and neck. You see the picture? Let me read to you a little bit about our head and our neck. Just our head and our neck. He said the head contains the brain. which is protected by the skull. Overlying the skull, bones, layers of muscle control the branches of the facial nerve, produce a variety of facial expressions. SubhanAllah. Where all this come from? Can you pick up these things, the skull or the brain or the expression from any department store? Blood is supplied to and drained from the head through a network of vessels branching from the carotid, carotid, you correct me because these are words very, the carotid arteries and the jugular vein. SubhanAllah. The neck supports the weight of the head and serves as a connecting channel to and for the rest of the body. Allahu Akbar. Head and neck, number 2. The bones of the face help to define the features and make a surrounding framework for the major sense organs. Allahu Akbar. The eyes, nose and tongue. The upper and lower jaw bones hold the teeth. Powerful neck muscles allow the head to turn from side to side. They also exert a backwards pull on the head, maintaining it in an upright position, preventing it from toppling forwards. Allahu Akbar. Shoulder and upper arm, back. What about the shoulder, ya ibadallah? The shoulders. We all have shoulders, right? The bones that meet to form the shoulder are connected by a group of muscles that both provide stability and allow the upper arm bone, known as the humerus, a wide range of movement. This is how you make that movement, brother. Well, let's take one of those. Take that bone or take something, how are you going to move? Not even taking. Sometimes you just have it sore and you can't even move. You can't eat. You got a fever. Can't go to work. Can't sleep the way you can sleep before. Which of the favors of your Lord would you deny? Which one? Many of us, our minds are set on the money. I'm broke. You're not broke. You got all these priceless things in you that if you lose one of them, even if you put all the money of the world, cannot buy your life. So don't run, say I'm broke. You're not broke. Because if someone tell you I give you $1 billion, but I take your life right now, what do you say? Would you? Would you? So stop running saying you're broke. You're not broke. If you're really broke and need money, why you want to reject that offer? $1 billion? But what are you going to do with $1 billion if you have no life? Huh? So your life is priceless then. You can put no money on it. He said a major muscle called the triceps straighten the elbow. Allahu Akbar. This muscle has 3 attachment points on either side of the humerus and at the scapula. Shoulder blade. SubhanAllah. Okay, so whenever you move, remember these things. Where you can get them from? What Chinese doctor or Korean, Japanese or American or French or Arab or European can give you a blade when you need one? We're not talking about lawn mowers. We're talking about your shoulder. And we're going to teach you little bit by little bit, inshallah. We got some questions from the internet, inshallah. No. No. Allahu Akbar. We got a question here from a person named When raising from sujood on the first tashahhud, do you go back into sitting position? We'll leave this to the end, inshallah. We entertain this question, inshallah. When raising from sujood on the first tashahhud, do you go back into the sitting position first before standing, or do you go from sujood straight to standing? Inshallah, I hope my question is clear. Jazakallah khair. Yes, it's clear. And may Allah reward you as well. Jazakallah khair. Yes, the question, if I understood it and it is clear, this is pertaining to the salat that have more than one tashahhud. They have two, like Maghrib and Asr, Dhuhr and Isha. And raising from sujood on the first tashahhud, do you go back into the sitting position first before standing? Okay, at the first rak'ah. Okay, they call it the sitting of rest. Alhamdulillah, in the class of Wednesdays, when we do the Umdat al-Ahkam, I dealt with this, alhamdulillah, but the ulama dealt with it, not me. You gotta be sharp with me. If I make a mistake, correct me. So I didn't deal with it, but the ulama, I brought the statements of the people of knowledge. And there is some of the people of knowledge, and I read I remember from a book, which is the explanation of Sunan al-Nasa'i by Sheikh Muhammad al-Atyubi, who is one of the teachers now in Dar al-Hadith al-Khairiyya in Mecca. And he brought the statements and the narrations and the statements of the people of knowledge who said, no, when you go from the second sujood to the second rak'ah, or the third one, or the fourth actually, there is no sitting. Some other, they said there is a sitting. And he chose that the strongest opinion that yes, you sit. You sit and then you rise up. Another question, would it be considered from the matters, from Salafi prayers, would it be considered from the matters of shirk if a person was be afraid of jinn? However, when one remembers Allah, he puts his trust in Him, and he no longer has this fear. Is the initial fear considered to be shirk? This question here, I'm going to, inshallah ta'ala, get back with you next Tuesday. Inshallah ta'ala, because I need to give you the statements of the ulama as related to the types of fear, because the fear is not just one level. There is a fear that it is normal, like Shaykh al-Uthaymeen has explained, like one is scared from a tiger or from a lion or the like of this, but there is other fears, other kinds of fear. I will get back with you inshaAllah ta'ala on that. And another question said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Last week there was a question asked about the woman wiping over their khimars for wudu after they had already made a full wudu over their hair. Has the Imam asked the shuyukh regarding this issue? The Imam did not ask the shuyukh, but he did find the answer in the book of Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, Majmu' al-Fatawa. That's why the volume 21 and 22, because you're only in one book. I'm going to read to you what Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah said. And also from the Fatawa, there is an answer pertaining to that in the Fatawa of Shaykh Muhammad ibn Salih al-Uthaymeen. Jazakillah khairan for reminding me, because I have the books with me. And I was going to leave that to the last, but I answer it right now since you asked that question. I start with Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah ta'ala in volume 21, page 125. He said, Alhamdulillah. He said, all praise are due to Allah. إذا خافت المرأة من البرد ونحوه مسحت على خمارها. He said, if the woman is afraid from cold, is a cold weather, and if she unwrapped her khimar, then he said, at that moment she can wipe over her khimar. قال فإن أم سلمة كانت تمسح خمارها. Said because Salama radiallahu anha, she used to wipe over her khimar. He said, but ينبغي أن تمسح مع هذا بعد شعرها. Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, he said, but while wiping on the khimar, she should wipe on a little bit of the hair as well. She should wipe on some of the hair of her head as well in the process. قال وأما إذا لم يكن بها حاجة إلى ذلك ففيه نزاع بين العلماء. Then Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, he said, but if there is no need for the woman to wipe on the khimar, no cold, for example, like he said, there's a cold, there is no need, there is no reason behind that, so therefore this is a matter of difference between the people of knowledge.
This audio file has been recorded and distributed by salafitapes.com.
As for another Shaykh al-Islam of this time, Shaykh Muhammad bin Salih al-Uthaymeen, rahimahullah ta'ala, in his series of books, the Majmu' al-Fatawa, the Majmu' al-Fatawa of Shaykh al-Uthaymeen, volume 11, in the section of fiqh, in the page 171, in the question number 114, the Shaykh, he was asked, or actually the question before that, 113, because the 114 it deals with if the woman put henna on her head. So that's another thing. Now I'm going to get another question said, okay, what about that? طيب. The Shaykh al-Uthaymeen was asked, هل يجوز للمرأة أن تمسح على خمارها? Is it permissible for the woman to wipe over her khimar? He said, المشهور من مذهب الإمام أحمد أنها تمسح على الخمار إذا كان مدارا تحت حلقها. He said that which is the famous opinion from the madhab of Imam Ahmad is that the woman is permissible for her to wipe over the khimar if it goes under her neck or around her neck under the chin. This is the chin. Under the chin, if it's like go around her neck, yes, it's permissible for her to wipe over it. لأن ذلك قد ورد عن بعض نساء الصحابة رضي الله عنه. He said because this is something that was transmitted from some of the wives of the companions رضوان الله عليهم. The Shaykh said وعلى كل حال إذا كانت هناك مشقة إما لبرود الجو أو لمشقة النزع والنقل مرة أخرى فالتسامح في مثل هذا لا بأس به وإلا فالأولى لا تمسح. And now the Shaykh, he used a principle here in this deen of Islam. He said, however, if there is a hardship on that woman by her taking out the khimar when it's too cold, or there is a hardship just because if she undo it and then do it again, it takes some time and hardship, yes, she can wipe over it. Because this deen, he said, is based on easiness and leniency. And this leniency, this principle could be used in this situation here. He said, if there is no hardship, the Shaykh said, it's better for her not to wipe over the khimar. No. May Allah reward the mashayikh, al-Jannah, ameen. Another question said from another person, what is the best way to increase one's iman? Allahu Akbar. What is the best way to increase one's iman? This is a very serious question. And the people of knowledge have dealt with it. The answer to it is found in many books. And the answer is very comprehensive. Very comprehensive. And very vast. But I'm just going to summarize in what I remember from the statements of the ulama without the adillah and stuff, the main points. Fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, taqwa Allah. Because if you fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that enable you not to fall into prohibitions, not to fall into sins. And sins and actions of disobedience weaken Iman. And this is found right in the definition of Iman, the definitions of Iman in the belief of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. He said that Iman is a statement by the tongue, but a belief that is settled in the heart, and actions by the limbs. Increases by obedience and decreases by disobedience. How you want to increase? Be obedient to your Lord. As simple as this. Obey Allah and obey the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Obey Allah, obey His commands, preserve the prayers. Any command that He commands you, do your best to apply it, to put to application, and stay away from the prohibitions. And stay away from the prohibitions. And this question is by a non-Muslim. And we welcome you as long as we welcome the other Muslims. Alaykum salam. We welcome you amongst us. How come there is a lot of suffering in the world? For example, says people starving, dying for no reason in the world. How can they show gratitude to God when they are suffering and when God can help them? And when God can help them? Yeah. He says when God can help them. I'm going to start by the end. When God can help them. And if you allow me, if I can rephrase the question a little bit. Who are those who are entitled for God's help? And like I say, this class is formatted to talk and in a way that you can understand me and I can understand you. We human beings, do we help anybody? Do we? Huh? Do we help anyone? Randomly we help. I'm asking these questions. Do we help people? Do we help people on a constant basis? This is our priority. This is something that before I go to sleep I say, 23 hours out of 24 of tomorrow I'm going to spend it helping the people. Okay, let's say we help somebody. What kind of help we give them? No, just us. We leave it real. We open the door for an elder person. Help them, assist them in the things they need. Assist them in the things they need. Would you assist someone who doesn't have a need? He needs a need. Would you? Someone who's sick in the hospital, who cure him? The water, a land somewhere they don't have no rain. Who brought the rain? The Creator, God. That's the help. The help of God is there, but we just don't see it. I want to know what kind of help we're talking about here. The air we breathe, where it come from? The food we eat, where it originated from? The water we drink, why is so fresh? Why is not mixed with blood, with bleach? What it does? Why is always coming from the sky, fresh and pure? Huh? The vegetations, the roses, those roses you go and buy for $27.99 a dozen. You think those people make those roses? Where they come from? That doesn't help you when someone put a dozen of your, if you're a woman, I'm talking about genital here. When that beloved one or that person that you care for and bring that dozen or half dozen and put it in front of you, doesn't make you happy? Where those roses come from? SubhanAllah. But you understand the principle that God who creates everything, and He does everything for a purpose and for a reason. Sometimes we know the reasons, sometimes we don't. And if you want to talk about these people who are suffering, who's behind this? Us, the human beings. The people, us. Now we're going to blame it on God. What's going on in Iraq now? Oh, the Iraqi people, they were just sleeping one day and God caused all these things to happen. Or is it that some of us human beings, that's what it is. We do commit sin, we do commit transgression, many of us. Maybe you, the questioner, maybe you're nice, and that shows. That shows a lot in your question, that you have a good heart. And that you are kind. That's what I got from your question. That you have concern. And you have a good heart, I hope. But believe me, it's not enough just you or few people like you. We have to be on the same heart. We have to be on the same level to respect others, to have concern for others, to be able to protect others and prevent things from happening by us not doing the bad things. And that's what Islam teaches. Teaches us to recognize the favors of our Lord upon us. Another question by a non-Muslim. Who actually is the same. Say, now I'm chatting with Tracy. Mistakey Tracy, welcome once again. And he says, the person said, I agree with some parts of the general message of Islam. And I have begun reading the Quran, but I think the Quran preaches intolerance towards other religions. With regards to respecting other religion, etc., how can a God discriminate between people who believe in Him, Jews, Christians, etc.? This is one reason why I myself have turned away from God and religion, as all say they are perfect, but there seems to be some doubts with regards to any religion. Now, I said that Allah, the Almighty, the Creator, is the just one. He does things for a reason, and there is a wisdom behind everything. He creates everything, and He has the dominion over all things. His mercy comes before His anger. The Prophet Muhammad said that God, Allah, the God that we the Muslims worship, is more merciful to a woman than a woman she is to her child. Now, a mother got 5 children. She got 5 children. She refrained them from taking certain things. Doesn't allow them to touch certain places. Is that oppression? For another kid is oppression. Why it is oppression for that kid? Because he doesn't comprehend the wisdom. Why his mother is doing this to his young brother. A kid who wants to play with a socket. Right? It's fun for kids to play with anything. They want to put their hands on any single thing in the house. Socket is very dangerous. Do children know that this is dangerous? Most of them don't. So now, when the mother said to one of the children, that she loved, and she had mercy and pity upon them, she said to him, do not touch, baby, do not touch this. And she was with him day after day, morning after morning, nice and kind, advising him, but little by little, with kindness. Do not touch this baby. He still messes with it. What she has to do? She may put him in a corner. She may tell him to stay in your room until you think about it. Now another kid may look at that to be oppression. Well, guess what? God, Allah, the Almighty, He sent messengers. He sent messengers. He sent messengers to all mankind. Every nation, every tribe, every people, Allah has sent a messenger to them to remind them of the favor that He has bestowed upon them, and that He has commanded them with certain things that they should do and should stay away from others. The Jews, God has sent to them not just one messenger, many of them. And a messenger is someone who brings good, not evil. Someone who teaches you good things. The Jews, they killed many of them. They fought against many of them. And this is well recorded in the books. They caused many mischief on the land. That's why the Quran narrates their wickedness, because it's from justice. Narrates the evil they've done after all the favors their Lord has bestowed upon them. They were the best of the people, but they transgressed the boundaries. They caused a lot of corruption, a lot of mischief. So therefore they turn against the favors of their Lord. I'm going to ask you, the person, with all my respect to you. Let's say you have a store, and you got 10 people that work under your care. And some of them, they're not coming. You have a camera, but they didn't know you have a hidden camera. And if you're around, they're always there and they're working. But if you're not there, they come late, they don't do no work. So you didn't come and expose them. You just say, I want you to do the work, because this and this. But then, they don't care. Then you fire them after being kind and nice to them, because you know that they have families, they have people, they got bills. But these are people who don't care about themselves. They show no respect for your kindness, your generosity, your tolerance. So now, after years of being patient and paying them from your pocket for something they're not doing, and then finally you fire them and you expose them, would you accept the fact that I said that you are intolerant? And you discriminate against those people? I'm sure you're going to say, you're not going to accept that from me. I'm sure you're not going to accept that from me. And he said, these people who are suffering are calling on God, Allah, to help them. Why does not do anything to help resolve suffering in the world? Yes. He described and prescribed for them the way that will help them and get them out of their sufferances. But then, instead to call upon God, they're calling upon someone else. That's what it is. That's the problem. This is the reality that a lot of people don't know. That those people who are suffering, in most cases, they're not calling upon God. They're calling upon somebody else. Or even those amongst them calling upon God, they're mixing it with someone else. You cannot dial 2 numbers at one time, can you? Let's say you're a person in jam. Let's say you're in a difficulty. Your car broke on a turnpike, on a highway. You got a cellular phone. Can you dial 2 numbers on one time? Can't. At that moment we know who to call upon. When your car broke, many people they call AAA. Right? Do you call pizza? You have a number in your phone. Do you choose the pizza, the Domino's pizza or Papa John's or whatever it is, Mecca pizza, and say, hello man, listen, I'm broke somewhere. They say, we don't deliver on the turnpike. They say, we don't deliver on the turnpike. We know who we call. You call your landlord, he say, it's only the 15th. The rent is not due. You get different answers, different response. Until and unless you call the right people. You call AAA, and they said, we'll be there in 15 minutes, or in 10 minutes, or half an hour. And most of the time they come 2 hours later. Huh? If they come. So what is the help now? The help of Allah comes, it's true. We just don't see it. Those people who are suffering just because they lost one person, they still have their life. They have Islam. Because you can lose anything, but if you lose faith in your Creator, that's the real loss. Another question here. If Fajr comes in at 5:31 a.m. and the sunrise at 6:47 a.m., do you have until sunrise to make that salat? This is the time frame for Salat al-Fajr. This is the time frame for Salat al-Fajr. That's the beginning when it comes. The other time you mentioned is the end. But the best time for Fajr is in the early time of it. In the early time. If you're a man, you come to the masjid and pray with the congregation. But if you wake up a little bit late or something, or you oversleep and you wake up in the middle of this time, so yes, it's still time for Salat al-Fajr. At what age do the children, boys and girls, have to cover up and make salat? The Prophet ﷺ said that teach them when they are 7. When they are 7, boys and girls, you teach them the prayers and allow anything that goes with the prayers, the purification, the covering, and the modesty, the humbleness. Teaching, no beating, no making them, no forcing. You don't force a child, you teach them. They pray, they don't pray, no problem. Therefore, this is a big mistake of some people who they may force the children. And when they are 10, then they should pray. Then they should pray. At that time you'll be more serious about them when they reach the age of 10. One of the scholars, one of the mashayikh, the Shaykh Muhammad ibn Ramzan, Hafidahullah, in one of his notes he said, look at the wisdom of the teachings of Islam. Because you're not going to find nothing in no other religion, in no other doctrine, in no other books, in no other groups better than Islam to teach you some principles. Where are you going to find a religion that connects you to your Lord, to your Creator, so you can appreciate everything you have in your body? Every single move you do, every single little organ in your body, where you come from. Islam teaches you to appreciate, to be focused. To be focused. He said, now, the reason and the wisdom behind the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing upon him, command the parents to teach the children at the age of 7, and they have 3 years until they reach the age of 10. For these 3 years, teach. He prayed, it's okay. He don't pray, it's still okay. How many days in a year? 365, okay. Time 3? No, by 3. Yeah, 1,000 something, right? Like 1,000 and some days. Okay? 1,000 some days. Alright? Time 5 now, because it's 5 prayers a day. Time 5. So that's what? Over 5,000? Okay. Can you imagine if we the parents, we do our job correctly, and we follow the advice, and we teach our children, 5 times a day, which is over 5 or 6,000 during 3 years, you think they're not going to get it? They're human beings. They have an intellect. You think they're not going to get it? They're not going to be on track? And he said, if you take a donkey, and try to teach him to go from one point A to point B, maybe after 10 times he knows what he do. 10 times, not 5,000 times. What about a human being? But many of us parents, we don't care about the education of our children. We neglect them until when they come 10, now we're like, why you don't want to pray? Shame on us. So be modest and take the blame sometimes. I understand the general example, this whole universe wasn't created by chance. Who has seen Allah? If I believe in God, Allah, why is this not enough? Why do I have to convert to Islam? Because Islam will teach you the principles, give you what you need to increase your belief. Says now you're coming closer. This is the same person, by the way. Says now you're coming closer, and you know that the whole universe was not made by chance, and we agree with you. It's not enough to just believe that Allah has created everything, but you have to show some work, show some gratitude, not just by the tongue. But what is the work? I'm going to give you an example. I like to give examples because with the examples things become clear. Someone who, let's say you have a house. I'm talking to you, Tracy. You have a house and you want some work to be done in it. You hire someone to do the work. The pay is very good, maybe $5,000. Is it enough for that person just to believe that you need some work to be done to give them the $5,000? That cash that you have to work so hard for? Or they have to do some work? Of course they have to do some work. They believe that you need some work to be done. They're with you. You give them, oh, you believe? Are you serious? Oh. Whoa, somebody agree with me. Hold on, don't go nowhere. Here's $5,000. Please, sister, if you have some work, I agree with you on it. Give me that $5,000. I want it. If it happened to you that this is how you work, please call me. I give you my number. Call me. I need some money. Call me and I agree with you. I will agree with you right now. But we all know it doesn't work like this. That person has to agree with you first and believe. Then he has to do the work. Any work? No. He has to do the right work. So that's what Islam teaches us. Not only to believe, but to do the right work, to act righteously. And I think that you are so close to Islam. That's why I really with all in deep in my heart, sincerely, I want good for you, I ask you to accept Islam. It's good for you. In spite of the many bad things that you may hear about Islam, the many bad actions that we Muslims we may do, but Islam is something else. Believe me, it will help you. If you want to take a shahada and become Muslim, it's easy for you. Just bear witness that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah, and that Muhammad is his servant and messenger. It will not believe me. What is a good book to read on Tawheed? There is many books, like Kitab al-Tawheed of Sheikh Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab. There is the book of Tawheed of Sheikh Salih Fawzan, and other books, alhamdulillah. What is a Salafi? A Salafi is a person who follows the way of a Salaf. And who are the Salaf? Is the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, and those who follow their proper methodology in the belief, in the statements, in the action, in worship, in manners. A Salafi is not just someone who affiliates himself with the Salafi Masjid, does not fulfill not even the basics of Islam. What kind of Salafi is this? So you got to understand that this is a very, very big misconception about the Salafi, because some Salafis, they give a bad image to it. Likewise Islam. A lot of non-Muslims, they see Islam to be a religion of terrorism, a religion of oppression, and this because some Muslims are terrorists and some Muslims are oppressive. This is a reality. How many women think that Islam oppresses the woman simply because what they see from certain Muslim men, how they deal with their women? Well, we agree with you in one part of it. Yes, there is a lot of foolish Muslims who oppress their women. But Islam, the correct Islam, is free from that. Likewise, the correct Salafi way is free from a lot of Salafis, and from their actions, from their statements, and from their foolishness, and the like. So what is a Salafi? A Salafi is the one who follows the path, the correct Islam, that which was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad, in belief, in worship, in manners, in his statements, in actions, not the way he looked. He looked like Salafi, but he acted like a criminal, a terrorist. No, these are not good Salafi. Lastly, do you have any advice to someone who is thinking about accepting Islam, and what can we do as Muslims to help them? Yes, if someone is thinking to take Islam, we advise you to take Islam. Because Islam, as I mentioned, help you and put some order in your life. And this is the last example I'm going to give, inshallah. Today, inshallah. Inshallah. Because the time for the prayers, I think, is in. Inshallah, be patient with us. Islam teaches you how to worship your Creator and to be thankful to Him in every single moment of your life. Why is not enough 1 hour a week? Why? Somebody know? I tell you why. Why is it enough to just worship the Creator who gave you your life, your beautiful body, every single thing that moves in you, or you don't know when He moves? Why is not enough to choose 1 hour to show your gratitude and your appreciation? I tell you why. Why not enough? I'm telling you, for the lack of the time. Let's say you got a job. You got hired, a nice paid job, pay $50 an hour. Is that a good job? Nice job. $50 an hour, cash. I hope the IRS man don't come after me. I mean cash, meaning maybe they take the taxes and they're hungry. Okay? $50. You got this person And then the job, they say you can work as many hours a week you can. You're broke. You're broke, really, got no car, no place, no money, nothing. Somebody give you the job. How many hours would you put in a week? A week. 100? Let's say 100. Well, let's just say 40. Now you're a man, you still have to do some other things. You want to keep it easy. Let's say 40 hours. We don't want to complicate it with the overtime and this and that. 50 hours a week. How much is that? 2,500. 2,500? 2,000. No, just 2,000. 2,000. 2,000 a week. How much is that a month? At least 8,000. That's a nice money. So that person with the 8,000, he can get him a place, he can get him a car. Next month he's driving a nice car, he's making plans. You see it reflected on his lifestyle, right or wrong. There is another person, he got hired, but he works only 1 hour a week. 1 hour. How much is he making a month? 200. 200. Well, he's running saying, oh, I got a job. $50. People say, man, what? But then he still sleep on the street. He's still the same way he used to live before. Is it because of the job? Because he didn't take advantage of the opportunity. Yes. That's it. That's why. Islam, now, you want to be a Muslim? Why you don't want to be Christian? You don't want to be a Jew? Why you don't want to be a Buddhist? Why you don't want to be? Because those are the religions, they do not present to you what Islam presents for you. Islam, constantly you're on points. You don't wait until one day to go to cry to someone and tell someone your problems so they can use them one day against you. Islam teaches you points. Sometimes if you commit a sin, if you have to go on Sunday for 1 hour to confess, no, you did something on Tuesday morning, you gotta wait until Sunday, you'll be too late. Be too late. When you get sick, or when you cut your finger, do you wait until Sunday to go to the emergency room? You go right away. Says Islam, what Islam teaches us. We do things right away. It's not enough to go only 1 hour. So it's very important. And we leave it with this. Once again, this is classes that are not oriented to be like this, inshallah ta'ala. And we hope that people may benefit from them. Subhanakum Allahumma bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. And we advise you, and we hope that you continue to come in every Tuesday, and especially the people that are with us online on Patok, to continue, and you can correspond with us not just on Tuesday but any day through our emails, Masjid Rahmah. I hope the brother will put it on, will put the information, the phone number and the email address on the screen for the people on Patok to really try to, we're not here only on Tuesday. We help you and we talk to you any given day, any given hour. And with this, we move on to pray, inshallah ta'ala. Subhanakallah wa hamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.
This audio file has been recorded and distributed by salafitapes.com. For more information, please contact us at info@salafitapes.com or visit us on our website www.salafitapes.com.